we got the Voice of the Galaxy update radio version 3.0. I already had a quick look through it and have prepared some things to explain things a bit easier to you. So let's start. Update radio version 3.0, Peon of Era Nova is coming soon. So 3.0 is called Peon of Era Nova. Alright, in this episode of Update Radio, we will introduce some optimizations and new features coming in version 3.0. And many of these things have already been revealed in the live stream and in the 2.7 developer radio. So this Voice of the Galaxy is the finalized version of everything, of what we will getting in 3.0. Alright, Update Radio, version 3.0, Peon of Era Nova. Welcome to Amphorius. No visit to Amphorius would be complete without experiencing the holy city of Okhama. And within Okhama lies a true marvel, the Memorial Palace bat. So we'll be having another bat feature in Honkai Story. And I really hope that this bat feature this time has a real good buff. Since in the 2.7 main event where Stella, MC got her own bat in her own room, when you take a bat, she gets an 8% buff, the whole team then, an 8% attack buff. Which is so little, just what is 8%? Just one substat hit. And when looking at the 2.7 developer radio, I already thought to myself, they will surely give that bat in Stella's room now a certain buff. I expected more like a full energy regeneration, like way more attack damage bonus up, restore your HP to max. There's a bit more buffs, but unfortunately it now only gives 8%. So I hope that this bat in Amphorius gives us full energy regeneration for the whole team. So when you start a battle after taking a bat in Amphorius, you start with all your characters their ults up, 40% damage bonus boost up. Just to give it a bit more meaning, you know, the bat would be really fun instead of a mere 8% attack bonus up. Anyway, who knew you could find such wonderful bats in Amphorius? Welcome, Trailblazer. Such a wonderful bat. So, is that a tease that the buffs will be better? Welcome, Trailblazer. The warm stream surrounds you. Version 3.0 update radio. Version 3.0 Peon of Era Nova is coming soon. In this episode of Update Radio, we will introduce some optimizations and new features coming in version 3.0. Alright, so the overview then. So everything here is what will be discussed in this Update Radio. First, relic optimizations. New items such as Wishful resin and variable dice. Yep. Material stages all available. Upgrade materials and relic stages unlocked. So easy for new players. Trailblazer power cap and immersifier cap increased. So now you have a bit more of a margin. Since if you logged in at the same time every day, you would always have been kept a little bit, or you need to log in a little bit earlier. Now you can just log in at max 6 hours later. So more wiggle room. Pretty nice. And of course, that immersifier cap is increased. And that is the Simulate Universe disc that you can use to exchange for Planar Ornament relic sets. So instead of spending 40 energy, you spend these discs. And the cap has been increased to 12. So you can hoard more. New leveling guide system. Quick upgrade materials calculations. Alrighty, you will see in a bit what that means. New treasure gadget systems, fast treasure hunting, easier way to find your chests. Finality's vision, leap of trailbase, quick access to Amphorius content. Alrighty. New smart equip system, smart relics recommendations. I don't really care about relic recommendations, you know, it really depends on the team you're running. So the relics equip differ sometimes time to time, but in general, you always use the same relics for the same characters. But it really depends on the team. When you, for example, run a face out team, you want everyone to be really fast. So you need to prioritize your relics with speed. So my Lucha, for example, when I use Lucha with my face out team, I have this relic set on him. Yes, I have this relic set on my Lucha. I want him to 24/7 to do more actions. So I use this relic set on my Lucha. But I also use it on my Silver Wolf and Pella, so they can keep up their debuffs and do a lot of actions when I use them with Fei Xiao. Of course, not the best teammate for Fei Xiao with Pella, Silver Wolf or a Lucha. But still, you got to do with what you have. So using this relic set might be better in some cases than the recommended relic sets. So basically my point is, recommendations are nice in general, but it depends on what kind of team you run. Continuing, daily mission optimization, streamlined rewards, no more daily grind. Pretty nice, yep. Pet switching system upgrade, new pet switch screen, and as last, NVIDIA DLSS now available on PC. No idea what the hell DLSS means. Alright, optimized relic system available. We got the new item, Wishful resin. And Wishful resin is basically used in combination with self-modeling resin. It works like this basically, as you can see. You can use one self-modeling resin with one Wishful resin, which allows you to choose your main stat because of the self-modeling resin and a substat because of the Wishful resin. And if you use 4 Wishful resin with the self-modeling resin, now you can choose 2 substats because of the 4 Wishful resin. That's it basically. And as you can see, the selection here for the self-modeling resin is in a circle. That means you can just choose one main stat, of course. But for the substats, at the max, you can choose 2 substats. And that is seen with this square selection option, meaning optional. So you can use your self-modeling resin without a wishful resin. And in the live stream, they also showed how it is done. Right here, as you can see, in the live stream, we got this screen. You press on this button like you usually do when you use your self-modeling resin. When you press on that button, you get to this screen. So as we saw with this screen pops up when you press on that self-modeling resin screen. So right here, if you press on that, now the screen has changed to this. And then you choose whatever substats you want. And then voila, it is created. And now your chosen substats pop up with the chosen main stat too, of course, because of the self-modeling resin. So keep in mind, wishful resin can only be used on 4 relic pieces: on the body, the feet, the orb, and the rope, because wishful resin can only be used with self-modeling resin. And self-modeling resin allows you to choose a main stat, and since the hand and the hands have their main stat fixed already, which naturally means you cannot choose their main stats. So basically you cannot use wishful resin to choose the substats for the head and hand pieces. And now the variable dice. The variable dice is also quite straightforward. It basically means if you have a level 15 golden relic specifically, now with the use of the variable dice, you can re-roll the substat. So as you can see in this image, you use a variable dice, the substat hits from this 1, 1, 2 here are redistributed in these substats. So you can see it got hit on the crit rate again, now twice on the crit damage and once on the attack percentage. It's also possible that it is distributed worse, so that you get like hit 4 times on defense. That's also possible. So it is still RNG. It is not guaranteed that you will get good substats after using this. In the live stream, you can see they have 3 buttons, but normally now we have 2 buttons. So we get an extra button here where we can use the variable dice, which is here on the live stream. So you just press on that button and they show you that too in the live stream, if I'm correct. And voila, do you want to use variable dice? Yes. And now the substats are redistributed. But you also have the option, if I am right, to choose whether you want to keep the new substats or the old substats. So if it is distributed worse, your substats, you can choose to keep your old substats. And continuing, salvage enhanced relics. Enhanced relics can now be salvaged to return a certain percentage of enhanced materials, relic XP, materials, and credits. So for the green, blue, and purple enhanced relics, you can salvage them into relic XP and you get some credits. But for golden relics specifically, enhanced ones, you also have the option to salvage them into relic remains. And it says here, for more details, check out our previous developer radio on relic system optimization. And let's see, the only extra thing it says here is that when you salvage a leveled golden relic, you can choose to get 400 relic remains. And that is basically, you can create 4 golden relics with it, since you can use 100 of these relic remains to create 1 golden relic piece, and you get 400, so 4 golden relics. So continuing, we got material stages all available. In version 3.0, Trailblazers do not need to unlock the corresponding maps to Calyx, Stagnant, Shadow, Cavern of Corrosion, Echo of War stages to be able to access them through the Interstellar Peace Handbook. So basically, everything will be already unlocked for you. You can build whatever character you want if you're a new player. So you don't have to have unlocked that world, aka maps yet. And now we got the really interesting thing, immersive fire cap increased. In version 3.0, the Trailblaze power cap will increase from 240 to 300. Immersive fire storage cap in Simulated Universe will increase from 8 to 12. So basically you have more wiggle room at what time you log in every day. So you don't have to stress about logging in at 8 o'clock every day. Now you can log in max 6 hours later, so a bigger margin. You don't have to be afraid anymore that you will cap now. Because my problem was I always log in the morning and in the evening, but sometimes I can't, so that means I only can log in the evening. Then I need to always remember like how much, at what time did I yesterday spend my energy and how much did I spend? Because if I had 20 energy remaining, that meant I need to log in the next day 2 hours earlier. So now we have basically more wiggle room, pretty nice. And we got increase in these discs, which can use to exchange for planner ornament relic sets. So you can hoard a bit more whenever a double planner event drops. So you don't have to spend your energy if you don't want to. And we also got the new leveling guide system. The crew brings you a new leveling guide system in version 3.0. You can now easily track and calculate character building materials needed in-game. Choose any character as your leveling goal in this system, and view required materials for your chosen character's development in the leveling guide. And the finalization page shows you remaining materials needed to your target character after farming. Basically, leveling your character is way easier, and they also showed this in the live stream, right here as you can see. So we got this leveling guide button on the top right corner, which you'll get in 3.0. You press on it, and then this screen shows up. But the real interesting part is this set leveling goal, since now I can finally see how much essential material, trace material I need for my character. So I don't have to calculate in my head the whole time. For the essential, of course, it's easy to calculate. For trace materials, it's quite difficult. I hope they have this same screen for the trace materials too. Since of course it's quite easy to know how much you need for essential materials. For a 5-star characters you use like a 65, and for 4 stars a bit less. For trace materials it's quite complicated. You need like how much, 168 purple or something like that. So having that calculation done for us every time we farm the trace material field, it would make life quite easier. But unfortunately they didn't show that. So I hope it is like that, just like the Ascension. We will see. And we also got basically easier chest farming. New item, treasure gadget. The new treasure gadget in version 3.0 makes treasure hunting more convenient. You can use the treasure gadget to spot the nearest treasure on your minimap and navigation in the main screen. So it's only for the nearest treasure. So it doesn't show you all the treasures at the same time. So only the very next closest treasure. Alright, quite weird why they don't just show all the treasures on that map. I guess to make it a bit more explorative. Maybe that is a justification. But still, I would have preferred if they just showed all the chests on the current map, so I can plan in my route better. Since the nearest chest doesn't always mean it is the closest to you. Because in Penacony there are these different heights of map, so you need to interact with that item to like get to that lower level, and this wall maze thingy going on. Closest chest doesn't always mean the chest you will get the fastest, though to their wall maze thing going on. And they also showed in the live stream where you can get these gadgets, since each world has its own treasure gadget, it says, and after reaching specific levels in the collection, for example workshop, levels in Herta Space Station, Clocky Statue, the corresponding world treasure gadget can be claimed. So for each world you have this treasure gadget. And as you can see, for the Herta Space Station you can get it from this place here, right here. So by just buying things in the shop here, you can just claim it here automatically. And for the Clocky too, so that's pretty nice. So there is no single gadget that is usable on all worlds. Every world has his own treasure gadget. And we got the Finality's Vision, Leap of Trailblaze. Version 3.0 brings an exciting upgrade to Finality's Vision after its presence in multiple versions. I forgot what Finality's Vision was though. Was that the story recap, or that chronological order of events that happened? So what happened after each story. So basically a story timeline on Atlas, if I am correct. I never used that button. You can now experience world storylines early with the new Finite Vision Leap of Trailblaze, including Penacony and Amphorius content. You can play new worlds earlier if you haven't completed previous stories yet, basically. For instance, you can explore Amphorius without finishing prerequisite Trailblaze mission, alright, just like you said. Just finish Trailblaze mission Jarilo Silent Galaxy to unlock Amphorius at the navigation screen and experience Amphorius early. So after Jarilo, you can basically already play with Amphorius. Pretty nice. And we got the Smart Equip system. In version 3.0, the recommended gear system upgrades to Smart Equip. Alright, so the recommended gear system that you already had has now been upgraded to Smart Equip. I never used that recommended gear system button though, so I don't know how it was earlier. Since like I said, every team has sometimes different kinds of relic needs, so there is not always a one-size-fits-all relic. You can choose system recommended or popular gear setups for instant equipment with Smart Equip. Popular gear setups, so that means what other people use. So if everyone uses whack relics, then that whack relic will be recommended to you too. After equipping relics, Trailblaze can also check the current equipment substat status and character types in Smart Equip. I have no idea what they mean with that. Check the current equipment substat status and character types in Smart Equip. I have no idea what they mean with that. When the relics currently equipped by a Trailblazer have main stats that do not match the current plan or have insufficient enhancement levels, the system will also remind the Trailblazer to make appropriate replacements or enhancements. Of course, you can always create and select your own relic plans. So if you have substats that do not correspond to the plan we have, we get a warning. But in the license, they also showed a preview of how it works. So on the relic screen, we got this Smart Equip button right here. We press on it, alright. And then what happens? We get this screen. There are currently no suitable main stat relics for this part. And you can see that the substats are highlighted in yellow. So that's what they mean with recommendation. So Ronmei wants to have HP, defense, speed, break effect. Alright. Well, not always speed, because you can also run slow Ronmei, which I use. So you only need 120 speed max to use that relic set, that planner set, which gives you advance forward at the start of battle. So for stories like that, it's not always advised to follow the recommended things that Honkai Star recommends to you, since it depends on what kind of team or character build you want to play with. So in this case, slow run may. But if the game says, yes, you need speed, but yeah, up till a certain point, so 120 if you use that 2 relic piece set. And the relic set I mean is with slow run May. Where is it? Yeah, the sprightly one. This one exactly. If you have 120 speed or higher, you're good. So try to aim for the 120. Slow run May. You get advance forward start of battle, extra energy, and you're good to go. So if you see, yeah, speed recommended, don't go for 160 speed run May. Sure, you can play with that too, of course. It really depends on what kind of team you are trying to run. And of course, you can beat the game if you follow the recommendations, but it should not withhold you to try to experiment. So don't see this as the truth. Always try to look for new things. Experiment, have fun. And there's an apply plan, but I wonder though, there is this set info button, so can we choose how much speed we want then? So we can just input it, just typed out. They don't show that how they do that. And then when you press on this pop recommendation button, we see this screen. And as you can see, we have this exclamation mark on the boot. So that means this boot, his main stat is wrong then. So it is not the main stat speed. I really wonder how this thing's gonna work. Will I use it? I don't know. If it makes my life easier, I will use it. But I have not a true grasp of how it will make our life easier though. But we will see when the time pops up. Alright, so the exclamation marks means you need to replace that relic. So a wrong main stat or wrong substat, but we can also create our own relic plans. And I think then I will probably use my own relic plans. I never follow recommendations, since like I said, it depends on what team you're trying to run, but we shall see. Daily mission adjustments. Version 3.0 implements the preferred daily missions changes. And you already knew this one. After the version 3.0 update, daily missions will be removed, with the 5k credits rewards obtained from it being included in the daily training rewards. And you already knew this from the 2.7 developer radio. So basically, no more daily missions, so this green mission thing in the mission step, the rewards you will get from this, the 5k credits, will be now in the daily training rewards. So just spend your energy, do your assignments, and you will just get these 5k credits for free. Pretty nice, since I never basically did these daily missions, since it was not worth the time, like how much, 2 or 3 minutes a day for just 5k credits. If you're really short on credits, sure, but as an endgame player, you already have like tens of millions of credits. It was not worth to do it. But don't worry, version 3.0 introduces new adventure missions where you can discover further developments in these daily stories. So basically, the story we got in these daily missions will still be further developed in other daily stories, it seems. So we won't miss out on these daily mission stories. That's pretty nice. We got path switching system upgrade. Version 3.0 brings a new screen for switching paths. Additionally, a Trailblazer who haven't unlocked the Path of Harmony or claimed Shadow of Harmony in the Trailblaze log page can now access them through the new screen. Basically, we will get a cool new path switching screen, as we can see right here. Pretty nice, with the cute little mem. And at last, we got the NVIDIA DLSS now available on PC. And what the hell is DLSS? No idea. Version 3.0 brings the power of NVIDIA DLSS to PC players. Unfortunately, I have a MacBook, so no go for me. You can enable these features on PC with NVIDIA RTX 20 series or newer GPUs. Alright, that sounds expensive. And what does it do, the DLSS? NVIDIA DLSS has 2 features: super resolution and deep learning anti-aliasing to enhance frame rates or graphic quality. So basically, better frame rate and graphics quality. That's what this option does. So if you have a power PC, you can just enable this and you will have better game quality. For more updates, please stay tuned to update announcements. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, farewell. So alright, so the only real things that have interested me are these daily rewards things. So basically free 5k credits. Pretty interesting. Of course, the most cool and interesting one is the trail-based energy cap increase. It makes it now really possible to log in once per day, since you have a bigger margin. And the other really interesting thing is this leveling goal thingy. So we don't have to recalculate everything anymore. But I wonder though if this will be available for the traces too, so that we see how much trace material we need until we can max a character their trace. So I hope traces included too. And of course we got the Wishful resin and the variable dice. Makes getting a perfect piece a bit easier. I like that too. But we already knew that. But all in all, I like it. Unfortunately, they haven't added relic loadouts yet. Like really, they are literally like playing around it. Just add it, man. It makes it like so much easier. Since it's quite irritating to go through all the relics the whole time when you want to equip relics. But I really doubt they will ever add relic loadouts. And I like this pet switching system too. They have made it a bit more beautiful, which may be an indication for more cool pet switching options. And also quite a shame that the gadget, the treasure thingy, only shows the closest chest and not just all the chests on the current map. Like quite weird, I think. They show them all on the map. Sure, not for all the other maps, but just for the current map. I mean, like, that's logical. Sounds logical to me. But yeah, that's it. I thank you for your time and see you the next time. Bye.